guys that you think they got wrong, and one of them is another one of the wide receivers for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I think Rashard-Higgins has been inaccurately portrayed for a few years. He's just a 73, doesn't really do anything effective. They gave him a poor speed rating, which is interesting because I think he's a 40-time faster on-field player than Jarvis Landry, who they gave a better speed rating to. But I think his number's destined to shoot up as he's formed a nice relationship and chemistry with Baker Mayfield. I think it'll only get better. They'll give him a better overall rating by the end of the year. Nick Chubb's only an 85, not a very high running back grade compared to other players at his level. Some of the things that are wonky, like his elusiveness was extremely effective. I think that Nick Chubb deserved to be closer to probably about a 90 over. I should have said Higgins is a 78 in my opinion. Nick Chubb should have been about a 90. That would have put him in the top 4 or 5 running backs in the league, which I think he really is. Improved last year with his Pro Football Focus elusiveness grade and his overall score for the year being the best in terms of just sheer ability at the position. So thought he should have been higher, deserved a little bit more respect, obviously. Especially with his speed rating. And then Joe-Schobert's a 79 overall. I don't think that they necessarily portrayed his coverage ability versus his tackling ability, which I think is interesting. He should be about an 81. He should have had a better coverage rating than they gave him in the game, especially man-to-man coverage. So I think he does a nice job down the middle of the field. But his tackling grade was an 80, which is a little too high. He missed NFL most missed tackles last year. So should be interesting there with Joe. I thought he should have gotten a little bit more respect. And then lastly, Olivier-Vernon was an 82, all based on power moves instead of speed. And he really has a nice mixture of speed. So I thought he was like the 7th highest graded pass rusher in Pro Football Focus. Not that Pro Football Focus is the be-all, end-all, but they do a great job of looking at cumulative grades in terms of how a guy performs every single down. Vernon should have been about an 86 in my opinion. That would have been more indicative of his ability to use power moves and a mixture of speed moves because he can win off the edge quickly too. So I'm being nitpicky. I talked to their guy, Andre Weingarten, who I've had him on my podcast specifically, does a great job with franchise development. They have to grade everybody in the entire league. It's overwhelming, but they pour hours into it, and they do a great job. I just thought some of those guys they could have more accurately portrayed.